Hi guys, back from holiday. Just been shopping, food shopping in Lidl, and I spotted they'd got these Black & Decker pressure pumps, whatever you want to call it, air pressure pumps for sale. Apparently cheap, still £29.99, so £30. That was supposed to be £10 off or something, I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd try it. I don't have much luck with these electric pumps. They usually last for half the amount of time you need them to, and then they overheat and die. This one's a bit bigger than the ones I normally buy. So we'll have a look inside the box, see what it is. It does say high pressure, 160 psi, 12 volt, high volume, and it shows it pumping up a car tyre. That's what I really want it for, because when we were going on holiday I wanted to check the pressures on my tyres because we were carrying more weight, and my foot pumps really weren't up to the job. So we went to the garage and checked them there anyway, which is not a problem, but it just struck me that it would have been nice if I actually had a electric pump that would do the job for me. So Black & Decker, bought it in Lidl, £29.99. Apparently has a 2-year guarantee from blackanddecker.com. I'm not sure if Black & Decker is still Black & Decker that I know from sort of 40 years ago. It's a name that you trust, or would have trusted. It's made in China, like everything else nowadays, so that's no big deal. Quite often in Lidl people have already opened the boxes, which is a bit of a pain, but this one's still sealed, top and bottom. So, looks like we've got a big plastic item. We have got instructions, which is always handy. Appliance can only be used by children aged 8 years and above. And persons of reduced physical, sensory or mental capabilities or lack of experience and knowledge, if they've been given supervision or instruction. Yeah, okay. Well, let's pull it open. So, runs off your car cigarette lighter, assuming it's got one. I think mine has. Yeah, it has. So what sort of distance is that? 12 volts, 8 amps. Nice thick looking cable. I'll just give that a rough measure. Yeah, I'd say it's slightly less than 4 meters. It's all a bit tight fitting together. I'm worried it's going to snap when I try and pull it out. Pull it from the other end then. There we go. So that's for inflating your inflatable bed, boat, whatever. Liquid pump plug in there. Oh yeah, it's got a bayonet fitting to put it on, hold it in place. This one, that appears to be an air bed or something, so okay, could read the instructions in a minute. Up for car tyres, down for air beds. Settings. I can't use it for the tyre. Normal tyre connector. It looks like that should pull out, but I suppose we could read a bit more instruction. That's the high volume hose. Note the maximum running time for this is 10 minutes. So that's what usually goes wrong when I try and pump up a tyre with one of the ones I've had in the past. They needed to run for too long and I'd let them overheat and they'd seize up. Instead of doing what I was supposed to do, which was stop after 10 minutes and let it cool down. High volume mode does not have an auto shut off. So if I want to use this in the garden or something, then I need a 12-volt supply with a suitable socket on the end of it, which I think I've got somewhere. If I want to pump up the paddling pool. So that looks okay. I suppose the next test would be to take it out to the car and just check a tyre pressure using it. So that's what we'll do. Before we go out, I guess I ought to just cover off what the different bits are, following the instructions. Alright, number 1, main power switch. Number 2, LCD. 3, middle one there, mode toggle button. 4, these two, pressure settings. 5, there's 5. 5 is the handle up here. 6, this big thing that sticks out at an awkward angle is the high volume pump inflate connection, and 7 is the high volume pump deflate connection. So when I stuck things together just now, I stuck it on there, which was wrong. Well, it was right if you were deflating, wrong if you were inflating. 8 is the high pressure hose. 9, universal valve adapter. 9. Oh, that bit. Okay. 10, high volume hose. That's this bit around the outside. 11 is the taper nozzle, that bit. 12 volt DC connector, that bit. 13 cord retainer. 13. Oh, that's this flappy bit here that the cable wraps around. That bit. And that bit. And 14 accessory storage. That's that bit there. Okay. Now we'll go out and try it in the car, or on the car. So with my car, the pressures are shown here. So up to 3 people, 39 and 41. When you're fully loaded, 39 and 44. And when you're lightly loaded, you can go down a bit further, I think. But 39 and 41 looks good there. Yeah, when you've got lightly loaded, it's 32, 32 all round. Which I suppose is probably what I should be on when we're not carrying any weight. So we should be able to let some air out. Okay, well you probably can't see the display. .5. That's probably about right. That's what I set it to anyway.
And here's Joe now with the travel news. Joe.
Yes, into Whiteway, Whiteway Road. Looking at the cameras there, can see them.
Right, so I actually want it to be right down to 32. So will it let air out? No, probably got to let air out myself, haven't I? I'm not going to go right down to 32, I'm going to go down to 36. Down to 37. 36. 35.5. If I set it up to 37, what happens then? Let's let a bit more out. Right, we're on 35. We want to go up to 36 is what I've set it to, I think. Let's set to 36. .5. It stopped itself automatically at 36.5. Is that accurate enough? I'll get my little test meter. Right, you probably won't be able to see this, but that is actually telling me 36.5. So I'm going to leave that on 36.5 at the moment, because we're not heavily loaded, but I'll bring all the others down as well. So say it shows the bottom weight at 32 all round, and I think that's too soft. And 39 and 41 for a reasonable amount of load. I expect I'll get comments about what I should have them at. So, first impression, it works. Pump the tyres up, I let them down a bit further and then pump them back up again. The only slight complaint I have there is when I wanted to swap sides of the car, that meant I had to unplug it and plug it in from the other doorway, or reach through I suppose, but I unplugged it, and of course that lost the setting that I'd set it to, but that's no big deal. And it starts from 0 and you have to go all the way up from 0 to whatever you want, 32, 36, whatever PSI I'm using. So yeah, that was okay, not a big problem. This bit fits in nicely, goes around nicely, tucks away. This piece, when I'd unplugged it the first time, I had a lot of trouble getting it back in position, simply because I was trying to get that ridge below the bar that goes across. It has to go above it, and then it all clicks in nicely. So that's okay out the way. And then the power cable, it doesn't matter how careful I am, I either don't get it long enough to go all the way in from that side, or too long to go in from this side. Trying to keep it in there neat and tidy. But I mean, that's going to happen whatever you do. It depends how tightly you pull the cable. I've probably pulled it too tightly there, so that's probably going to be putting stress on it somewhere. But it does tuck away nicely. So the next question is, will it fit in the boot of my car? Out the way. As you see, we've got folding chairs, first aid kit, and at the moment that's my double foot pump. So that's going to go in there. Does it fit? It fits, but I really don't like that bit sticking out like that. That looks like a aftermarket addition that they thought about afterwards. And it looks like it ought to pull off. But I'm not going to force it. Because if I just chuck this in there, there's going to be dust and that going in those Be nice to have a nice little bag for it, just to stop all the dust getting in it. But other than that, yeah, that's going to fit in the back of my car. First aid kit. And I can jump that. Yeah, that'll do. Just an extra thought while we're looking in the back of my car. This is a Vauxhall Mocha. The boot is tiny. I hate it. Used to have a Citroen Zara Picasso, or Picasso Zara, whichever way round you want to call it. Had plenty of room in the boot there. But in this one I can't even get our parasol straight across the boot. That was no trouble on the Zara. So yeah, tiny boot on a Vauxhall Mocha. I complain about it quite often when people ask me. Didn't realise how small it was when we bought it. Thanks for watching. You'll find more information down in the video description. You might like to watch that video up there, and you might like to subscribe over there.